Switched is a series of short lifestyle interviews that matter to the Switch community. And now, welcome to our guest.
Life coaching is all about at its core, it's all about self-development. It is about self-improvement, and it's this relationship between the coach and the coachee focuses on self-awareness, self-improvement, and how to create self-sufficient individuals. What life coaching is not, is definitely not therapy, and it's not mentorship. So therapy looks at patterns that have been developed over a period of time that has brought you to a certain point in your life. What coaching does is gets you unstuck from that point where you are. So it's a very active thing, coaching. So if you think about athletes, most successful athletes have a coach. And it's the same way about in life coaching. Is that people that are obsessed with improvement and self-improvement would have a life coach or have what I call an integral coach. Because integral coaching is not looking at one aspect of your life. It looks at you holistically, the whole self. So mind, body, and soul. And how do you shift from the point that you are into where you want to be? And that's what life coaching does for an individual. And really, I'd start off by saying that anybody at any age are candidates for life coaching. But the younger you get into coaching, the more likely you are to live a more fulfilled life, to live a more successful life, and to achieve the goals that you set out earlier. Because what we're finding now is that young people have goals, but they're struggling with execution of those goals. So coaching helps them shift and helps them execute what they want to do in a realistic way. And that's why I think it's so important to get into a life coaching situation or a life coaching relationship as early as possible. Coaching is definitely not a forever thing, and it shouldn't be a very long-term thing. But it really depends on the coachee and how quickly and how motivated the person is to change. Because life coaching is about changing and shifting, like I said earlier on. But what I would say is that you should have a minimum of at least 12 sessions to see results. So you should be able to spend 12 sessions with a coach, because the upfront sessions is really about understanding the coachee and where they are and how they want to shift and how they're showing up in life. So those first 3 or 4 sessions really is about getting to know the person. So in order to see results, I would say that at least 12 sessions are needed, and sometimes a lot longer depending on the coachee themselves. Yeah, that's a very interesting question, because kids today are dealing with a tremendous amount of stress. They're bombarded with choices and options that are not always good for them. So coaching helps them deal with stresses in their body. So I think you'll know that lots of kids are dealing with anxiety now. They're dealing with learning disabilities. They're dealing with so much pressure. So coaching helps them deal with those pressures. It helps them prioritize their goals and ambitions. It helps them understand themselves, and it helps them become more self-aware human beings. But I think what coaching does most importantly is help young people become self-generating adults. And that's why I think coaching is such an addition to learning and education. It supports learning and education in such a big way, because it helps the individual just do it more in-depthly and more consciously. Learning doesn't become a burden, but it becomes an experience that takes these kids to another level. So I really advocate for coaching while you're learning and while you're going through the education process.
Thank you to our guest, and thank you for listening.